Yo, what's going on guys? It's Yu-Gi-Oh! Joe. Welcome back to yet another video. Today is December 31st. Happy New Year to everyone out there. If you can't tell by the sound of my voice right now, I am kind of sick. There's like this flu, COVID combination going around in the UK at the moment, and I've been hit with it pretty hard, but we're making the most of it. I'm making this video. It seems like a lot of people in the community at the moment are making collection videos, just like rounding off their end of year videos. So I thought I would do the same. And instead of making a really long video about my entire collection, I'm going to be spacing it out into categories. So this video today is about my Blue Eyes White Dragon collection, all my Blue Eyes cards. So that includes raw cards, graded cards. Yeah, we're going to be going through all of them today. So without further ado, let's jump straight into it. So I will be jumping back and forth between raw cards and graded cards, which I have to my side. But we'll start off slow and gradually get into some quite special cards which I've prepared for you. So kicking things off, guys, we have a starter deck Kyber Unlimited European print. Awesome card. I mean, look at the holographic effect on that. It's just so nice. The condition of this card is actually quite nice. I have a few of these cards and I know one of them is just completely beaten up to death. But no, this one seems to be in pretty good condition. And again, if ever I see like cards like this on eBay going for a decent price, like an auction, no reserve, I'll just, you know, try and put in some sort of bid and win these cards. It's always nice to just have Blue Eyes starter deck, you know, cards. I don't know why, it's just whenever I see them, I just go for them. So I do have a few. So one there, we have another one here. Again, try and get the light on it if I can. But the condition of this one, again, I'd say is probably very light play to near mint. Yeah, so two raw starter deck Kyber European prints. I'll pull quickly a couple of these graded cards. So a long time ago on eBay, there were these auctions for these only graded grading company cards. And I believe Only Graded is English, or it started in England, this grading company, which is probably why I managed to get my hands on them. So here we have a starter deck Kyber. This is a North American print, and they've graded it a 10. In my experience with Only Graded, they are quite a generous like grading scale. So if I was to like resub this to someone like BGS or even PSA, I think it will probably come back, you know, 8.5 to a 9. It's quite OC, so I'm not even sure how they managed to grade it a 10, which is why I say they're a bit generous. But again, this was just another thing on eBay, so I managed to pick this up quite a long time ago, which is nice. Still in its original packaging as well. And same again here, we have the exact same card, another starter deck Kyber. This is a North American print as well, but this is an 8. So yeah, we've got quite a lot of these starter deck cards. And moving on, we have a first edition this time, starter deck Kyber European. So again, we've made a bit of a leap here into the first edition, so a little bit more you know, scarce when it comes to the availability. And again, I have a few of those. So moving on, we have another one. And this one is very kind of heavy play. I remember when I first started collecting Yu-Gi-Oh! I managed to pick this up in like a bundle purchase. I think it was a bundle of Blue Eyes White Dragon, Red Eyes, and Dark Magician. So it was a couple years ago, 2 or 3 years ago now when I bought this card. And it's beat to hell, like heavy play for sure. But yeah, I mean, it's a first edition, so always worth, you know, keeping. And moving on, we have another first edition starter deck Kyber European. So this card is actually slightly like a baby shift. So I'm gonna take this out of the sleeve and show you guys what we have here. From top to bottom, it's got a slight like foil shift, really small, not really anything too major. But it just is enough to make the holographic effect kind of look a little bit more like 3D. I don't know if that's the word for it, but let's see, here we go. This is a nice angle here. So I don't know if you can see there, guys, but at the top, there's probably a line you can see. And again, when I bought this card, I didn't notice it at first. But now looking at it, I really kind of, like this card and want to keep it even more. So yeah, we'll put that away. But again, a lot of starter deck Kaibas, I thought I'd just like get through a lot of these cards quite quickly. I don't want to bore you guys with the same cards, over and over and over again. Okie dokie. And moving on, we have a slightly different one. So this one is a starter deck Kaiba Evolution first edition. So this is actually a really minty card. I actually overpaid a little bit for this card purely because of how minty it was. It is slightly off center, so I don't think, unfortunately, it can get a 10. But yeah, I did overpay purely because it is very, very minty. Moving on, again, we have an LOB, Blue Eyes White Dragon Unlimited. So again, this was a purchase off of eBay. The guy I bought it off said this card was the holy grail of his collection. And he needed it sold, and I said, I'll take it off of him. I mean, this is where it all started, guys. LOB, fantastic card again to have in the collection. Awesome Blue Eyes. And whilst we're mentioning the LOB, I also have an LOB Blue Eyes in the Only Graded. Again, this was one of the cards I managed to pick up in like the bundle of Only Graded cards I showed earlier. So this is an LOB Only Graded 8. And again, just normal LOB Unlimited Blue Eyes. Okay, so guys, now we're moving into the little bit of the more special cards, I guess you can say. I don't know. So I'll be taking these out these sleeves. In fact, I'll move these to the side. We'll kind of hit these one by one now. So this is a first edition starter deck Kaiba North American print. And I don't know if you guys can see, but it's actually got a print line to the right, as you can see right there. So there's a few defects or like misprints or error prints, which these Blue Eyes White Dragons can have. And in the foil, it's, these like foil lines, which make these a little bit more desirable than just your normal Blue Eyes White Dragons. And you can also get like faded prints, wavy prints, again, like different variations, which makes these Blue Eyes a little bit more desirable. So this one has a print line, as you can see. And again, it's a first edition. So first edition plus the print line, it's, super awesome card to have in the collection. Really, really cool. And I believe I bought this off of someone on Instagram. It was an Instagram auction, actually. So really happy to have this. Looks so cool. Okay, guys, next up we have another Blue Eyes. So I don't know if you guys can probably tell already, but this is a Blue Eyes White Dragon DDS. Again, triple sleeved. Must be a reason why I've triple sleeved this. As I got into Yu-Gi-Oh collecting, I learned a little bit more about these DDS cards. And when I first bought this card, and looked at it like in real life and just unboxed it, I was so pleased because this card looks insane in person. Like the holographic effect is insane on this card, and it goes so well with like the colors of Blue Eyes White Dragon. It just looks amazing. Okay, next up we have another Holy Grail. I'm not going to take this one out of the sleeve purely because I am a bit afraid of kind of nicking it or damaging it even more, because this card is currently, I would put, moderate play, heavy play, probably more leaning towards the side of heavy play. But I don't know if you guys can see, this is a LOB North American print first edition. They hardly ever come up for sale, and when they do, you never really know how much they're going to go for. All it takes is, two people to like the card just as much as each other, and the price will sell for a crazy amount, because the previous sale of this card could have been months and months and months ago. So definitely one of the holy grails in my Blue Eyes White Dragon collection for sure. Okay guys, so that was my raw card collection. I know I put some like Only Graded slabs in there as well, but just to show some of the other slabs I have, I don't know if I showed this earlier, but we have a BGS 8.5 Blue Eyes White Dragon. This is unlimited. And then we also have a Blue Eyes White Dragon first edition, North American print, 8.5. It's actually quite funny how these two cards are both like 8.5s. One of them's first edition, one of them's not. It's kind of cool that it worked out that way. I believe I bought both these cards from Schlost on Instagram, so shout out to him. Yeah, awesome cards. Yeah. And then finally, I think we have some even more Holy Grails to show for you guys. I don't know which ones to do first. I think I'll show this one. So this one is a BGS 9. This is an unlimited LOB, but what makes this card so special is that this is a wavy print. So we have a wavy print BGS 9 LOB unlimited. The reason why this card is so special, guys, is because it's very, very difficult to find Blue Eyes White Dragon LOB in wavy print. And then if you was to put the condition on top of it and have it, grade a 9, a mint, it's very hard. It's very, very difficult to find cards like these out there. And yeah, which is basically why this makes this card so special. And again, I think this card actually was graded and came from Schlost. So a lot of my cards are kind of like trickling down the collectors, falling into my hands at the moment. But yeah, super awesome card again to have in my collection. I didn't actually realize how kind of good of a Blue Eyes White Dragon collection I had, because if you don't know, my favorite card as a kid was Dark Magician. So I will be making another video in the future about my Dark Magician collection, but I honestly think my Blue Eyes collection is probably better. And finally, guys, we have again an LOB Blue Eyes White Dragon. This time, if you're familiar with the different prints on Yu-Gi-Oh cards, this is a 1.5 print, but as you can also probably tell, as I mentioned earlier, this is a faded copy. And again, it's just one of those variants, being a faded card, that makes this card so kind of desirable. But yeah, guys, I mean, I think that's my collection, Blue Eyes White Dragon, currently. So the date today is the 31st of December. I mean, who knows how many of these cards I'm still gonna have in the future, or if I add any to this collection. It's quite funny because I've been collecting now for 2-3 years, I think more or less 3.5 actually now. And I haven't sold a single one of my cards, so I very much doubt I'll let go of any of these cards quite yet. But who knows? We'll see. We're going into the new year, and yeah, you never know what's going to happen. So yeah, that's it, guys. Blue Eyes White Dragon collection. I hope you all have enjoyed. If you have any questions or want to get in contact, just let me know in the comments below, or just message me on Instagram. And yeah, stay tuned for the next one. We'll most likely probably be doing a Dark Magician episode. So yeah, thanks for tuning in, and peace.